greatest lessons learned in 2023 by a bunch of amazing women. Here you go.
2023 was a big year for me. It was the first time in decades that I realized that I could show up for myself, meaning that I could validate, I could love, and I could hold myself in hard moments. For so many years, I expected other people close to me to show up and love me in those really tough times. And then I was left feeling disappointed when that didn't happen. But it was the first time in 2023 that I realized I could put my hand over my heart and I could love myself deeply and hold myself and be there to comfort myself. And that has been life-changing and empowering.
For me, this year has been more of discernment. Discernment of friends, family members, and whatever else. Knowing, and clients, knowing who to work with and who not to work with, and trusting that ability, and trusting that me feeling good within me can serve even more than when I'm depleted and not in the presence of the energies that I align with.
All right, so for me, 2023 was a lot about being present and mindful with my choices, not running or distracting myself from anything, but rather sit in stillness with myself and really having the intention to get to know who I am as a person, who I am as a divine being, and sitting with everything that I am, through the lens of love and no judgment, just presence.
For me, it's been self-acceptance, loving myself in whatever feelings or emotions come up, even the heavy emotions like anger or sadness, not having judgment towards it and just allowing myself to feel those feelings and comforting myself and loving myself until those feelings pass, and then I come back to me like I always do.
So I think one of my biggest takeaways from 2023 is that I am allowed to slow things down and not say yes to everything. I have a tendency to just do as much as I can because I know I can handle it, but I don't need to. I can enjoy being at peace, having gaps, having spaces, and being able to say no to obligations if they're asked of me. So I think that is the biggest takeaway, is I can slow things down and do what I can.
My biggest takeaway was to learn to celebrate more. I would set a goal and I would reach the goal and have amazing breakthroughs, and then I'd be like, okay, on to the next one. So for me, it was just taking time to reflect, realize how far I've come in life, how far I've come in business, and take time to actually just soak it in and celebrate all of the progress that I've been making.
The biggest lesson for me in 2023 was to realize that I'm perfect exactly as I am. That I can free myself by forgiving. And that I can receive love only to the measure that I am able to love myself.
The thing I've learned the most this year is the gift of validation, validating myself, my own thoughts, my own feelings, and those of others as well. And then when I'm communicating with people, I like to ask them, do you just want me to listen? Which comes in with validating them, or do you actually want some advice? And that's gone a long way towards a lot of my relationships.
So in 2023, I've had to learn the hard lesson of boundaries and being direct and asking for respect and kindness in my relationships, and prioritizing those where that's taking place, and just allowing for grace and growth in relationships where that isn't, and hopefully it improves.
For my biggest lesson, it's probably hey, I don't have to have everyone like me. Which seems super obvious, I know, for a lot of people, but for me, it was really difficult. So recovering people pleaser here, peace out. It's okay if you don't love me, I love me.
My greatest lesson in 2023, I would have to say, is that I just realized that everything is a mirror. a mirror of what I need to work on, a mirror of what I'm putting out into the world, my energy, my focuses. So many of my triggers or things like that I recognize in other people showing me what I need to work on. And it's just kind of been a beautiful realization that we're all just beautiful mirrors mirroring each other in this life of like, what do I need to focus on?
All right, Mel, this is for you. I usually don't do videos, but the biggest thing I learned is acceptance. My life has been crazy and lots of trauma, and I've had to learn to accept everything that comes my way, no matter how hard it hurts, no matter what it does to me, and that I still love myself after the fact.
One of the biggest lessons that I learned during 2023 was how to take care of me. I created an acronym that I realized that if I did this during the day, I would have a lot more to give. And that acronym is SHE, she. So before I wake up in the morning, even getting out of bed, I stretch. Then I hydrate, get all my water ready for the day that I'm gonna drink, and eat exercise. And I found that if I did that little acronym, and if she was ready for the day, she could give a whole lot more love away.
So what did I really learn in 23? 2023 was a huge year for me. I learned trust. I learned to do the things that I'm scared of, the value of sisterhood, to truly grow to my own potential. It's been in the footsteps of many great women right before me, and appreciating that has been huge for me in 23. I made some major life decisions, and I moved on from things that were not serving me anymore to a life that is beyond anything I could have ever dreamed of. Thank you.
The biggest lesson in 2023 for me was to over and over and over again get back to the question, what would love do? When I need to make decisions that are hard to decide, and I spend all of my time in my head and trying to think what the right thing to do is, to actually just drop down into my heart and ask it, what would love do? Love to myself and love to others. What would pure love do? And trust that in my heart lies all the wisdom I need in this lifetime.
That was Greatest Lessons Learned from last year. Check out the podcast Expand with Mel and Rain to know what this year's energy is bringing in for you.